Good morning. How is everyone? Good morning, everyone. How are you? Sorry we haven't been on, but me and Echo both been sick, and I'm still kind of sick. Uh, Life goes on, though. You gotta go on. We're just waiting on Echo to come on. She should be here any minute. Her little grandbaby had to reboot, so that's babies for you. They love to unplug stuff. Mine's bigger, so I don't have to worry about that. That's a good thing. But how's everybody been? Hope you're having a good day. We're getting ready to get a ice snowstorm, so not looking forward to that. There's Echo. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm about to pull my hair out.
You have to excuse me. I still got a cough and I can't get rid of it. So.
My lovely 16-month-old granddaughter is acting like she's what I remember of Allison at 18 months, where they're just into everything. Nothing is safe, okay? Well, she has figured out that if she takes one of the there we go. If she takes one of the cubbies out of her cube, the internet plug is behind that cubby. And she keeps unplugging it on me. So yesterday I had to reset it about 3 times, and she's already got it this morning. So now I took and I taped that blue painter's tape across that cubby to hold it in there, and hopefully she won't mess with it. But I'm going to have to rearrange furniture because I'm going to have to get it out of the, where she can get it.
Yeah, they love to get into stuff.
Yes,
hi, girl.
Say hi.
For a while. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm driving my granny crazy.
Are you getting ready for Christmas for Santa Claus to come?
Say yes, I am. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what's going on. I just keep hearing them saying stuff about presents and going to Nana and Grandpa's.
I bet you get a whole bunch of presents.
She will. She'll get way too much.
Yeah. Mine's not getting much this year. I didn't have a real good Christmas budget. So
yeah. Well, I'm not. I have 2 things I'm giving her that I had picked up throughout the year. But I don't have any money to buy anybody anything. These grocery prices are out of this world. I went yesterday and picked up just a few things and spent $40.
Yeah, I did. And it's like just trying to get bread and milk and that we'll need in case the storm comes in.
And I didn't even buy eggs because the eggs were too high.
God, so I said $3 and something a dozen. Can you believe that?
Ours are $4.50 to $4.99 a dozen.
Oh God, I about died when I seen that. I was like, "What?"
Don't turn the sound down.
I said, "Groceries." They did have hamburger for $2.99 a pound, so I grabbed 2 packs of it. And I said, but nothing else was really great.
Well, the one thing I got that normally is $3.99 a bundle is this fresh asparagus.
Yeah.
It was $1.49. Oh, wow. So I got 2 bundles of it, and I'm gonna make it today.
Yeah.
And then last week, stop. Hold on. She done messed me up. There we go. Last week I was able to get some ground turkey that had been marked down. It was only like $2.50 a package, like a pound, I think. Anyway, so I had been buying the pre-made turkey burgers, but I went ahead and I got this just the ground, and I made my own turkey burgers, and they were better than the pre-made ones.
Oh, that's good.
So I'll be looking for that ground turkey on sale.
Still experimenting on turkey.
Yeah, I'm getting to where I love the turkey in anything.
Do you?
I don't even buy ground
we've
beef
ever
anymore.
had turkey. I need to try it and see.
I put more spices in it than I do when I cook just ground beef.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a very strong flavor itself. I mean, it has a flavor, but it's not that strong. So I do add like onion powder and garlic powder and salt and pepper, like that. And sometimes I even cook onions in it.
I'll have to try it and see if they eat it. Maddie loves hamburgers now. It used to be you couldn't get the child to eat a hamburger. Now all she hollers is, I want a hamburger.
Okay, you're going to get down.
But
you ready?
Let me get trying to eat new stuff, as she calls it.
Okay, well, you have to sit still. You can't be climbing on me. Say, Miss Norma, I have 12 teeth.
Oh, my goodness.
You're
going to have a mouthful before it's over with here soon.
She has been popping them and popping them. Okay, look, Granny will turn this off, and you can play with the phone. How's that? There you go. I know that's what you want.
She says no.
Yes, that's what you want. So she's been here since Sunday. My daughter had class of regular school on Monday, and then it was supposed to be a half a day on Tuesday, which they ended up having to work till in the afternoon. And then she had a Christmas party to go to yesterday. So she's going to come get her today. But since I've been sick, I do not like to have to go outside in the cold.
I don't blame you.
So I'm like, instead of me having to come and get her and bring her back and all that, just let her stay those couple of days. You do what you got to do, and then you come get her.
Yeah.
So her mama will come get her sometime today. But we went out
as much as I can because, well, for the last month and a half, I've been sick, and I still ain't got rid of it. I called the doctor. That's what took me so long. Because I was talking to the nurse, and she's just taking her good old time. And she just kept on and on. I'm like, I got to get off here.
Yeah. Hey, go play.
So now I'm waiting for them to call me back to see if I got to come in or if they're going to just refill the antibiotics again. It just don't seem one to go away. I don't know. Well, chest real bad, and it's like, God, you got to do something. I can't lay down. If I cough anyway, but if I lay down, my coughing gets worse. I feel like
exactly.
So I have to prop myself up in the bed to sleep.
I don't know how many nights I slept in my recliner.
Yeah, it's like
because I couldn't do the coughing thing. But see, with me,
days I had a headache here.
Normally,
I get rid of it.
I'm not. Listen, I knew you were going to make this aggravating. I knew it. But normally, when I have had pneumonia in the past, I've had what I thought was a cold for a week and a half, and then it feels like it gets in my chest, and I feel like I have bronchitis, and then by the time I finally say, okay, I'm sick, and go to the doctor, it's usually either bronchitis or it's already gone to the pneumonia. So this
real bad. I couldn't stay awake.
This time, shoot, I felt fine. We go to South Carolina for Thanksgiving. I get in the car when my daughter picked me up, and she was coughing. And I said, oh, no, you must, be coming down with a cold. I said, we need to get cold medicine on our way up there. Yeah. So we did. Couple of days, she took the cold medicine. She started feeling better. Then I started coughing. And so I said, oh, well, I've caught, whatever she had. Let me take the cold medicine. So I did. By Thanksgiving, all I wanted to do was lay down on the couch. I didn't care about nothing. And then Nana goes to work and comes home and says, "Oh, I've been exposed to flu, the B one, and she tested positive for it." So then I'm thinking, "Oh my God, that's what's wrong with me is I've got the flu. Yeah. It's not just a cold, it's the flu," which I've never had, actually being diagnosed with the flu. So I didn't know what, how I should feel. Anyway, so we come home, we get home on a Sunday night. Monday, Allison had to go to school. I had the baby. By Monday afternoon, I was coughing and hurting so bad in the middle of my back, right above my shoulder blade there.
Yeah.
And I said, "I've got to go to the urgent care," and because my doctor was on vacation. So I said, "Let me go to the urgent care and just, get it some antibiotics or a shot or something." And I really thought I had the flu. Yeah. So I go, and our urgent care is also connected with the hospital. Well, with my insurance, it's a $40 copay, which I did not have at the time. And I said, "I can't pay $40 copay." And they said, "Well, go on to the emergency room. You're sick enough. You need to be seen. So just go on to the emergency room." So I go to the emergency room, and it was like the busiest day they had in a long time because everybody had colds, flu, pneumonia, what have you. So I wait like 4 or 5 hours in the emergency room. They finally take me back there and check me out. And then they say, "Well, we don't have a space back here in the emergency room, so you're going to have to wait in the lobby. But we're going to go ahead and order an x-ray and some blood work and, get started." Yeah. I said, "Okay, that's fine." So they did the chest x-ray. They did the blood work. Well, my blood work come back that my white count was elevated. So they knew I had something going on. But my chest x-ray, they had me do it sitting in a chair. I've never done a chest x-ray sitting in a chair. And they said it was inconclusive. So when I actually got to see the emergency room doctor, I told him, that I had been sick and everything and coughing, but that day I had felt something hurt in my, in my back. And I said, I had pneumonia one time before where I couldn't even lay back on my back at all because the fluid had made the pressure so bad. And he said, "Okay." He said, and I had told him, we had went out of town. And then when I got back and all that, he says, "So you rode in the car for like 5 or 6 hours Sunday?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I hate to say this, but you could have a blood clot because of sitting so long in the car like that. You could have got a blood clot and it could have moved to your lung. That could have been what you felt when you felt that sharp pain." Oh, so I'm like, holy moly, I thought I had the flu. So they did a COVID test, a flu test, and something else, some other test. Anyway, they did 3 tests. They all came back negative. So he said, "Well, we're going to do a CT scan of your chest because something, it's got your white count elevated and, you feel so bad and everything. So something is wrong." So they did the CT scan, and that's when it came back that it was pneumonia. And he was like, "You have pneumonia in both lungs and a pretty bad case of it." He said, "You need to be hospitalized." And I was like, man, I got to have the baby. It's like, I can't be hospitalized.
It's like, don't put me in the hospital.
And he's like, well, he said, "Right now we don't have any beds." I was like, "Great. Give me a shot, give me a prescription, and let me go home." Well, he said, "No, I'm going to keep you down here in the emergency room, and we're going to go ahead and start IV antibiotics." He said, "But I want you to stay in the hospital." So I was down there for over 24 hours before they ever found me a bed.
Wow.
And then by the time they found me a bed and got me moved upstairs, then they did more blood work and found out I had sepsis along with the pneumonia. And I guess sepsis is an infection in your blood. So it's like the pneumonia was bad enough in my lungs that when my lungs were doing their job, they were also putting the pneumonia into the blood or the infection into the blood. So he's like, "You can't leave. You have to stay and you have to have, 2 kinds of antibiotics and possibly a third kind because now they have to do a culture on the blood to make sure that what they're giving me is going to kill it, So then I was in the hospital for 3 days, and I kept saying, I need to go home. I can't stay here. I want to go home. And so they finally sent me home, but sent me home with a whole bunch of medicine I had to still take. And ever since then, it's like I don't have my energy or my strength. My sugars have been over 200. I can't seem to get it back down. They gave me steroids in the hospital to help clear my lungs up, and that always, throws my sugar crazy.
I know. I had to watch when they put me on them the first couple of days. Mine stays like at 130 or 100, lower. Mine shot up to almost 300, and a girl I know, her daughter's a diabetic. She told me, she said, drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
She said it'll bring it down. So I started drinking my water, and it brought me back down to natural. She said the steroids will make your sugar go sky high. And I'm like,
right.
Never been that high. That's scary.
Well, and just being sick will make your sugar go up.
Yeah. Mine's not been too bad. Mine's been like 135. Yesterday it was 158. See, I'm not eating. I've lost 16 pounds because I can't eat. Nothing tastes right. And
my taste was also bad.
I get sick when I do eat. My stomach just churns, and so I won't eat. I've been eating crackers. I've been living on crackers.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that seems to settle with me. And I told the doctor, I said, I'm still not got an appetite. Just I'm not hungry. And then when I do try to eat, I tried to, let's see, was it yesterday or the day before? I fixed me a baked potato. I thought, well, I can eat a baked potato. I couldn't eat any yet. And then I said, honey, you got to eat. And I'm like, I try, but I just can't get it to go down. And I said, I'm not hungry.
Well, when you're not hungry and nothing tastes right, you don't want to eat.
And it's like, I don't know. I can't find nothing that I like to eat. Water's the only thing I drink. Everything else, even coffee tastes funny this morning. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm waiting on the doctor to call me back to see what they're going to do. And I told her, I said, the cough I've got to have something for a cough. Get it down my chest. I said, it's in my chest. I can feel it. It just rattles.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're not giving you something. They gave me cough syrup with codeine in it because they said that the codeine helps to break it up and to get it to come up.
I told her, I said, I really need something to break this up in my chest. I said, because it's driving me crazy. I said, cough. My whole body hurts from coughing. My chest, my ribs feel like they're going to.
Oh, I know. I felt like I had been run over by a truck or something. My whole body hurt.
I've went down twice to where I can't even hold my head up. And I said, I don't want to get that way again. And it's like as soon as I get off the antibiotics, it comes right back on me.
Yeah. They probably haven't had the right antibiotic. Yeah. They might need to do the blood culture to see exactly what strain
I don't want to be sick during Christmas. So I go to last year I was sick during Christmas, but I was down with my back. I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I said, this year I'm going to be sick. It's like getting to be a habit every Christmas. It's like, no.
Well, and I normally don't run a fever. You know how they'll say, how's your fever and all that. I normally don't even run a fever.
I don't either.
But this time I was running a fever.
Was you?
And the doctor said that was probably because it was the sepsis, the infection in the blood. He said that's very serious in your body, does try to fight that. He said, but with your diabetes, your whole immune system is off. And that's why you normally don't fight. And that's why a cold can turn to pneumonia on me like quick. So he was like, even if, he said because I have bad allergies. Yeah, and I'll get the drainage, and then I'll get the gunk in my chest, and I'll be coughing. But I take like 3 different allergy medicines. Whenever you take your medicine and you still feel like it's, more than just allergies, you need to call your doctor. You need to get on an antibiotic. He said, because you turn from just a cough into pneumonia like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
And I said, it's crazy.
I'm just disease that was out. That's what I had, and it's just don't want to go away. First first time I got sick, I had
That's what it is.
bronchitis
RSV or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
They
And,
test. That was the other thing they tested me for.
I had bronchitis. Well, I thought that went away. 2 or 3 days later, then I got sick again, and I just kept getting weaker and weaker. I couldn't even sit up. I had to sleep all the time.
Yeah.
Dennis got worried, and he called the doctor, and then they done a video chat, and he goes, "You got every sign of that." He said, "So I'm going to put." He put me on a steroid and a big old antibiotic, and then he put me on something for the cough. It's like a little pill bender, something or other.
Yeah, like a little gel cap thing,
Yeah.
like a little, kind of almost looks like a vitamin E or
Yeah.
gel. Yeah,
And
I had those too.
it was doing good, but it's just the cough is driving me. Once the cough starts coming back, then I'm going to get
Yeah.
weak and stuff again, and I don't want to. I told her, I said, I'm not to the weak point yet, and I don't want to get there
That's right.
because I said Christmas is in a few days, and I don't want to
But
be in bed on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but your body has been through so much.
Yeah.
It's like it's so hard to fight anything.
And
Yeah.
it's like, I need something that's going to heal me up. For a
take
month and a
time to
half, I've been
recover.
sick. I'm tired.
Yeah. Well,
I want
that
to
was
feel
so
good.
totally unexpected for me because I hadn't been sick,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we went up there and it's about 10 degrees cooler up there than it is here. So I was like, yeah, it's starting to turn and, it's a little cooler and stuff. But I mean, I wore my jacket and we didn't go out much this visit. So, I just really, and then by the time we left, both Nana and Grandpa had the flu symptoms and was feeling bad. I was feeling horrible. And the baby even had a cold. And we kept watching her thinking it was going to, turn into more. But then she was cutting 4 teeth at the same time. So a lot of the runny nose and stuff, I think, was more from the teeth than from a cold. But anyway, she's better now. So
nobody, what's so funny about it is because after the parade, we was all down at the parade. Every girl that was in our team got sick. They had all the signs of everybody, and she had to cancel class or the performance team. She had to cancel it because all of them was sick. I don't know who, somebody got it from the parade, I guess, but it was awful. Everybody just
get a lot of people together, like that,
And it's like, because I tried to stay away from people, but
there
was too many people down there to try to stay away. And then I was trying to keep up with Natalie and them. They moved so fast I couldn't keep up with them. Dennis walked with them in the parade because he had to watch nobody bothered the girls.
Yeah.
We got some wild people in Middletown. He's, because it's more security. It's more or less. So he walked with our girls, and then they had another guy walk with the other team.
Yeah.
And to make sure nobody grabbed the girls or touched them or anything like that. I think because you get a lot of drunk people down there, druggies. So
well, Allison's been helping at her school they have a 5th grade dance team. And so they were in the parade, and it was a 2.5 mile walk for the parade.
Oh, Lord.
And I guess Allison didn't think about that. And she was like, man, my feet hurt, my legs.
Dylan Shunk.
I'll call him back. It's my grandson. He gets on the phone, you can't get off with him. It's like he goes shopping and I got to go shopping with him. And it's like, buddy, I got things to do. I said earlier, talked to him and that I had to tell him I got to go pee. I got to later.
Well, so we were going to go to the parade, but then we were like, we don't need to go out in the cold for that parade. Yeah. So we didn't go. We stayed home. And then Allison was like, oh, I'm not doing that again. Now they're already talking about next year, what they're going to do. And she's like, I don't know how I get involved in this stuff. And I'm like, because you're a nice person. And when they say they need help, You help,
Yeah.
you know.
I used to do the same thing, believe me. It's like, nope, can't do it no more.
I said, you got to learn how to say no. And you don't have to explain yourself. You just say, no, I'm not available, or no, that won't work for me, or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Got to
But
learn to say no.
yeah.
I get tickled. It's like
So
Dennis
we
had all
go.
his procedures done. He had his last one done yesterday, and it's amazing. It's really helped him because
Oh,
they put in
great.
the veins and open them up.
Yeah.
They had to burn some clots and stuff, but
Mm,
he could feel his toes now.
wow.
He's not been able to since the accident,
Uh-huh.
and he said it's amazing. You know what that's done for his legs? They don't hurt him as bad. He can stand on them longer. He said I can feel
Good.
my feet. And that tickled him to death because, it's been a long time since he spilled his feet.
Yeah.
He said, it's amazing. It's a new thing they're doing going in. I forgot what it's called. You have to go to a vein specialist and they go into the vein. He calls him Satan. He talks to the poor girls up there. He said, I come back to see you, Satan. And the girls just laugh at him. I said,
But if it's helping,
yeah.
it's worth
Got to go
doing
back
it.
to 27th, and they're going to do an ultrasound on them to make sure they got all of it.
Good.
But they done both. Each Wednesday he had to go for the last 4 weeks, and
Wow.
they done part of the leg, and then they done the front leg, and then both of them, and then they come back and they done the back part of the leg. So even most of his varicose veins are gone. So
Wow.
I was like, well, that's good. I'm glad that it
Yeah.
worked for him. I've been trying to get mine done, but I ain't got no call back to get it done. And I wanted it done for the first year because the doctor's leaving, and I don't want to have to.
Oh, no.
I don't want to have to go through talking
All
to
that
them
again.
about
Yeah.
all this crap. I said, the pain.
Okay, go get it.
They still haven't called me back to get it done for the first year. So I'm like, we didn't do it took so easy, well, yesterday he had to have it done without no medicine because they called it in up here to a pharmacy we don't usually go to,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow they didn't get it. And the lady got real snotty with me. She said, "We done checked all over our voice. It's not on there." And I said, "Well," she said, "She called. You heard me. We done checked all our voicemails. We're up to date." And hung up on me. It's like, excuse me.
Like, oh, be rude. Okay.
Talked to them, and they said they called it in, and it's like, so he had to end up. I guess they give him Vicodin to take to help with the pain and stuff. But he didn't get it yesterday, so it kind of messed him up with the pain, especially when the numbness come out. So he had to lay down all day. They've been working him to death, poor little thing. He's supposed to work part time. He works 40 hours or more a week.
Yeah.
I told
That's part time, all right. They let him sleep at least,
That's what he does. He comes home, sleeps, get back up, and goes to work.
Yeah.
He told Dave, the owner, he said, "My wife said you're going to have to give me one of these rooms over here." Like, what? Seriously? Is she serious? Dad said, "You keep working me like you're going to, I'm going. Might as well just give me one of the apartments over here. I can live over here. You're not going to door when you need me." I said, "Don't give Dave no ideals. He might do it."
See, you mess with stuff. That's why you can't do nothing. Because you get in here and you be messing with everything. I know, but don't touch your screen. Don't
Are
touch
you a Natalie
people.
Breeze? Like to touch everything?
Oh, she's just terrible.
Don't you be a Natalie Breeze? She's
I'll be glad when this.
and
And she's only 16 months, so she's acting like 18 months. I'll be glad when she gets on through, because the terrible twos aren't nothing compared to that 18 months.
Oh, God, I know.
I mean, terrible twos, you can go ahead and slap their little hand and say, "No, I told you. No, you understand what I'm saying. No." But when they're at this stage, it's just everything is something, new and interesting, and let me have it. And
got to have it.
Oh, and she knows how to get the tape off. So I tape the cabinets closed, and then she goes and opens them anyway. It's like, ugh.
Sounds smart, Memo.
She's
Sounds
very
smart little
smart.
thing, aren't you?
So
What
we
you
go
doing? Why ain't you playing
yesterday
with your toys?
because
What's your
we're Granny's trying to do something. I can't be doing toys while Granny's
What's
busy.
your toys? Can I see your
No.
toys?
She's like, I want to climb on the desk. Can't get on the desk, baby. But so we go yesterday. My car's been sitting at least since Friday, I think. Anyway, we go out there to go to the store yesterday, and one of my tires is almost flat.
Oh Lord.
So I live right off the exit off of 75. So I go to the one truck stop, their air doesn't work. So I go across the street to the other truck stop. Well, their air worked and everything, but I guess I wasn't doing it quite right. And so it blew it up a little bit. But this guy was getting gas and he's like, ma'am, I'm going to help you because you're not doing it right. And I'm like, well, please do, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I wasn't holding it on the nozzle tight. And so he did, and he checked the pressure and all that. And he said, I don't think you have a hole or a nail or anything. He said, I think it's just this cold weather. Yeah. And I said, yeah, well, it's been sitting, for a few days. And he said, oh, that's what'll do it. So got it blown up yesterday afternoon, and I just looked at it a little bit ago, and it's still up. So hopefully that's all it was.
The weather, yeah.
Yeah, just because it had
for a while. Yeah, they will do that.
Yeah, and he said, especially if they're a little bit low to begin with, and then the temperature drops on them. And we had a couple nights that it got down in the 30s.
Yeah.
And he said that's probably all it was. I was like, well, thank goodness, because
I don't get the ice storm and stuff, the zero weathers.
No, I think 30 was the lowest we got so far.
Well, between tomorrow night, it's supposed to get 14 below here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad. It's supposed to, we're having snow, rain, ice.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
It was my encouragement to move south, man, because I couldn't handle that.
It's like,
I cannot handle all that ice. And
the kids said, we ain't going out. We're going to stay right in this warm house.
That's right. And I actually turned my heat on because she was here and I didn't want her to be cold. And my daughter came Tuesday because her friends wanted to come and see the baby. So they all came over here Tuesday. And she was like, oh, your house is actually warm. I'm like, no, I'm going to freeze the baby, It's just me here. I don't care. I'll put a jacket on or something, I don't care so much because I'm hot.
I got a blanket I keep on my chair if I get cold sitting here.
Yeah.
I'll put it over my legs and stuff. She didn't see you, Eli.
Hey, Eli.
Where'd you go? Well, he was just waving at you. Eli.
I don't know what to give you.
Eli. Hi. Hi, he's upstairs. He's got the Xbox. So
well, when I saw that on Facebook that it was his birthday, I was like, has it been that long? Has it been a year since his birthday? And I was like, well, maybe. And I knew it was sometime when I was in South Carolina. Yeah. But I was there in June and I was there in July and then I was there in the fall. So I was like, I was in South Carolina. It could have been Christmas time. I don't remember.
No,
so I was like, okay, I'll say happy birthday just in case.
His dad's girlfriend made that up, and I don't know why she put his birthday that. Because I seen it and I said, Eli, why is saying your birthday's today? He said, what? And I said, your Facebook page said your birthday's today, and your birthday ain't today. It's not till June. He said, I don't know. He said, Brittany must have done that. And I said,
I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense.
No, his is June 2nd, and Natalie's is April 29th.
Hold on. Find her something to occupy her a minute.
Why aren't you watching your cartoons? Huh? Why aren't you watching cartoons?
And her mama got Disney Plus, so she could watch all the Disney stuff. Okay, look, sit right down here and play with that stuff. Okay? Here, look. Look what's in there. You can play with that stuff. No.
She's not going to be happy at all.
Oh. And she slept till 9 o'clock, so I was like, she's not going to be ready for a nap.
No.
Ugh.
What are you doing, young lady? Hi. 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 Hi.
Hi. Huh?
What do you think Santa's going to bring you? Huh?
See, I don't know.
What will Santa bring the baby? You get that. My daughter, we used to get tickled her when she's that age. My mom would wrap her packages, and all she wanted was the paper. She didn't want the gift.
Yeah.
She'd take the paper off and play with it. Mom said, well, you going to get no more? No, my mom. And Mommy'd open it for her son, and she said, oh, okay. And then she'd start playing with the paper again. Mom said, you get done with your paper, just give it to Brandy. She's happy with the paper.
Yeah. Well, she likes the paper, and she also likes a box, if it comes in a box. And if I get anything,
Really?
if I get any packages or anything, I save the box, and I save like the packing stuff, the bubble wrap or whatever.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, look, there's a package. She'll get it, and she'll rip that stuff out of it.
I don't know what it is. The basket makes the paper in the boxes.
Yeah.
I think it gets little in a box, and it keeps them in the train for hours. I've never seen them be. Or give them pots and pans. They like pots and pans. Mine used to get in my pots and pans all the time.
Well, I cleaned out 2 drawers in my kitchen, and I put all my plastic utensils in there and little bowls and little plastic stuff. Every time I'm in the kitchen cooking, she goes in there and she pulls every bit of it out. I'm like, my house is always totally trashed whenever she's here because she's into everything. And I'm too tired to, really get up and clean it all. Okay.
Age, my mom.
Yep. She's at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explore everything.
Talking. Oh my goodness. She almost every day she learns a new, says a new word. She talks a lot, but you can't understand most of it.
Yeah.
But it's getting now where, she can do it enough that you can halfway understand what she's talking about.
Oh, that's good.
And she climbed up on the table next to the couch, which I had to turn that same little cabinet that she always would get in. I had to turn it so the drawers are facing the couch because she was opening that bottom drawer and trying to sit in there.
Oh my goodness.
And she'd get stuck. And then she, holler, she needed help to get out. And I said, I'm not doing this all the time. So I turned it. The drawers are all empty anyway because she'd already got everything out.
Yeah.
So I turned it so it's towards the couch, but it's still, I use it like an end table.
Yeah.
So yesterday, she learned how to climb up on the couch by herself about a week ago. And so yesterday, I hear her like giggling. I turn around and look, and she is kneeling up on that end table, so happy with herself. And I'm like, oh no, we don't get on the table,
Yeah. They keep you busy, I tell you.
Yeah. It's like, that's all I can do is just pay attention to what she's, and like I said, with the stupid internet thing, she hadn't really been pulling those cubes out of the totes out of the cube. Now she knows there's different toys in each one. So now she's starting to pull them on out, to see the toys. And then once she has the bin empty, she just throw it out. And that's when she seen that behind there was the plug. Say, yep. And that is my funnest thing right now is pulling the plugs out.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
See, that's the only plugs Granny has left. Everything else is hidden, but because I didn't hide that very well. No, don't get the fan. But I need to rearrange my windowsill and my cedar chest anyway, because I got to bring the plants in from outside.
Yeah.
In case it does freeze while I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I can't bring them all in. I got way too many, but I'll bring as many in as I
Are you
can.
all going back down there for Christmas?
Yeah, we're gonna stay here because her husband is off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day because it falls on the weekend because he only
Yeah.
gets weekends off. So we're gonna stay and have Christmas with him and the baby, and then we're gonna leave Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll be there from January or December 26th through January 2nd. I think she has to go back to work either the 3rd or the 4th.
Yeah, ours goes back to 3rd. They've been off since last Friday. And
Well, and hers didn't get out till they had to go half a day Tuesday. And then the teachers go back like Wednesday and Thursday, and then the kids come back on that Friday, and then they have the weekend, and then they come back again. And she's mad about that because, they've been off on break all this time. They're going to come for one day
yeah.
and then be off again.
And
And so
that don't
she
make no sense, does it?
she
Why
said,
would
I
they
don't know
do
why
that?
they just didn't let them wait and come back on Monday and have the
Yeah.
whole week,
That don't make a
Can
bit
you
of sense.
stop? Little Miss Pris standing on my desk. You think you're somebody, don't you?
Here in Middletown, they had school up until yesterday.
Well, there was one school that got out a week ago Friday. Then another school that wasn't going to get out till this Friday. So she said, I guess I'm glad we're getting out on Tuesday, but still,
Yeah, ours went Friday, and that was their last day, and they've been out. They don't go back until the 3rd. So I got 17 days with countdown. I'm having a countdown. They ain't been too bad. I gotta admit, they've been pretty good. Natalie kind of got on my nerves up there at the hospital yesterday. But every time we go somewhere, I tell her, you got to take something to keep you busy. Well, she didn't bring her nothing. So she's going to get my phone. And I said, no, you ain't getting my phone. I don't
No,
allow her to have
don't
a phone.
stand on the computer, please. No.
I don't allow her to have a phone. And she just kept on. I said, Natalie, seriously, I'm going to knock you into the wall if you don't shut up. I'm trying to read this book, and she's, Mama, can I have your phone? Can I have your phone? Can I have your phone? I said, no, I'm not going to say it again. No. I said, you're not allowed to have my phone. And she just drives me nuts wanting a phone all the time, and she's not allowed to have a phone.
Okay, no, you don't need that. You don't do work.
She ain't allowed to have. And she gets mad at me, and I said, well, when you grow up and quit doing the stuff you're doing, you might get a phone back. But right now, no phones.
Well, Allison's phone, all of a sudden one day, half the screen was like green. And then by the next day, the whole thing was like flickering in and out. So she had to pay $150 to get, it wasn't just the screen, it was the circuit underneath or something had went bad on it. So she had to pay that. But I said $150 is a lot cheaper than a whole phone. So
Oh, yeah.
So now she doesn't let the baby get her phone at all. I
said,
try not to,
I said,
but
I want a new one, but
she also likes to play with my car keys. And yesterday she had punched the alarm button so many times that I was like, I don't know how to get it off. I had to go out there and figure out how to get it off.
She don't need it.
Oh, you're just too much. Just too much. Dun, 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 dun.
I wish they quit doing that. She's not on melatonin anymore. Doing that.
Oh,
Like my
goodness,
kidney
girl.
doctor called me yesterday, and I told the pharmacy I'm not on the water pill. They changed me to a different water pill, but they keep wanting to try to fill it. And I told them, I said, I don't take it no more. So my kidney doctor, nurse called me yesterday. Didn't Dr. Alex off that? And I said, yeah, I'm not doing that. But she goes, well, they're requesting a refill. And she said, I'm going to deny it. I said, yeah, because I guess that's the only way you can get it across to them. I don't take it no more. So she said, I'll just send back denied. I said, okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I had to change my test strips because for me to get the ones through my insurance, it's like $36 for like 50 test strips.
Oh, wow.
And I can get 100 test strips of the Walmart brand for $17 and some change. And so that's what I had that machine already. So I just went back to using it and got those test strips. But they keep trying to fill it. And every time I say, I don't use those anymore. I don't need that prescription. And then one of my allergy pills you can get over the counter now, full strength. And so the insurance, doesn't cover it. So I was like, it's cheaper to buy it over the counter anyway. So that's what I've been doing. But they keep wanting to fill that one too. I'm like, no, I don't get that one anymore.
I think they get all confused. I don't know.
It's like they just don't listen to you.
Yeah. What's wrong, baby girl?
Say I'm mad because I tried to put her in.
Today, are you? Huh? You're just not happy today?
No, she's not. It's because I'm trying to do something. That's why I'm saying I can't hardly do. Pardon me?
I said I was going to send you a Christmas card back, but I can't find my Christmas cards. I bought some, and I have tore this house upside down and cannot find a Christmas card in it.
Well, I got one. Who was that even sent me this Christmas card? Hold on. Oh, my friend Kathy. Okay, so she sends me a Christmas card. So I'm like, well, now I got to send her one back. So I found my Christmas cards. I make one out for her. Then I got to thinking, well, I do want to give my neighbor behind me one because she's real sweet. She gets my packages and stuff if I'm not home.
Yeah.
So I made her one. And then I got to thinking, well, who else's address do I have? As long as I got the cards and the stamps and I'm doing it, and then I was like, wait, I do have Miss Norma's address. It's like, okay, I can send her one. So I sent out maybe 10 cards.
I can't find mine. I bet you 10-1 after Christmas. I'll find it.
I was like, then my neighbor behind me gave me one, but I only got those 2. But I was like, I guess people just really don't send them out that much anymore.
I'm like, I usually send a whole pack out and give my church a whole pack.
Yeah.
I can't find a Christmas card in this house, and I ain't been out to get none. And I'm like, I get them from his family, and his family's going to think, well, she didn't send me one back.
Well, and my sister always sends me a Christmas card.
Yeah.
And so I sent her one, and she texted me and said, I got your card. I don't think I'll get around to sending any out. I might send a digital one, Christmas Day on the phone. But she said, Merry Christmas anyway. I was like, all right. Even my sister, who always sends cards, isn't sending.
Yeah, mine usually does. I haven't got one for him either. But all his family, except for a couple, has sent them out. And I'm like, bad because I can't send them one back. And I always get one in November. This little girl, well, she ain't little. She's a grown woman. She's about 50. But she always sends them out the last week of November. She's the very first one I get every year. And I said, I need to send her one back, but I don't know what I done with them. I don't know. I might have left them at the store, thought I bought them and left them. I don't know. I can't find them.
Well, the ones I found are not the ones I even knew I had.
Yeah.
But they were the Dashtown ones. And I said, oh, I must have bought those because of clothes. And, well, I'm sorry, your nose is running. You got to wipe your nose. Because I couldn't find the other ones, but I didn't put my tree or nothing up because I usually do it right after Thanksgiving. We were not home. Then I was sick in the hospital. Then I was like, okay, how much, am I going to have it up before we leave, to go up there? And then I got to thinking, as much as she's into everything, I would only be able to decorate the top of the tree. And I have to move things to make room for it. And I said, you know what? She doesn't know. Next year, she'll know about a tree. So next year, I'll make sure I have it put up. Because I love having my tree.
But where I've been so sick, I just didn't decorate a whole lot.
I couldn't do it this year. And because I didn't get the tree out, my whole front closet you're supposed to put your coats in, that's all my Christmas tree and all my decorations and everything. And I didn't even bother with it.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Sick that I did get the tree up. It took me about 3 days to get it up. I didn't think I was ever going to get it up because I just didn't feel good and I couldn't. But I wanted to do it for the kids. They kept saying, "Mama, we put the tree up."
Yeah. Well, Allison put hers up and put one in her room, a little tiny one in her room that she had last year.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really, get it yet, but she will.
I made Dylan a little one and decorated it and everything. All he had to just take it. And it's still sitting here.
Oh.
His girlfriend said, "You're not festive at all." I said, "Well, it ain't like I didn't try to give you stuff to decorate your room up." He got a little tree. He said, "Well, that's nice, Ma'am. I'll sit there."
I know. Sometimes my daughter does that. And I'm like, now I took the time to do it. You need to take it with you.
Yeah. I'm like, I worked hard on your little tree. It's pretty. It's got red in it. It's got snowflakes. I said, and it's even got a little metal thing around it that says Merry Christmas. And I said, I worked all that hard on it to make sure it's perfect. And then you didn't take it.
Yeah, you get that on. See if you can open that.
This Mama ain't got no room in my room for nothing. He's got lights up, but he keeps them up all year.
Allison's actually been in the Christmas spirit this year, doing stuff for the kids at school and all that. And she went shopping the other night and she called and it was like the worst connection we've ever had. It was like she was choppy. I couldn't understand what she was trying to say. So then I text her and she's like, "Oh, never mind." And I'm like, "Well, I want to know now that, it was something that you called about. So tell me what it was, Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I'll just wait, and tell you or show you when I come over or whatever." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But we went to this Christmas party last night and they were talking about what they were going to bring to drink and stuff, which my daughter doesn't drink hardly ever. So she was trying to think of something. What kind of drink could she make that would, be more like a dessert treat type thing than an actual, drink. So she was looking at all these different recipes and stuff. But anyway, I said, "Look, I've got the baby and Shelton, be fine. You just spend the night at this lady's house. If if you're drinking, just spend the night. Don't make me worry about you driving home after you've been drinking." She's like, "No, yeah, we're supposed to stay if we want to." Hi, Mr. Norma.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Miss Norma. Okay. You got your raincoat on?
They're not getting it.
No.
We're going to get it here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll tell you what our forecast looks like.
Nasty.
You're probably going to be surprised. It's 47 and cloudy. And the rest of the week is the low will be one day 35 and then all the way up to 57 and sunny every day. We're not even getting any rain.
Wow.
We're going to go down below zero, 25 below.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Need to say nobody will be moving around this area.
No.
I was going to say, do not go out if you don't have to. You can freeze so fast.
Yeah, they want him to work tomorrow. He said, "I don't know. According to what it's like."
Yeah, you just can't. And Norma, we won't be able to breathe outside with that kind of weather.
No.
I know it hurts my lungs.
Yeah. I don't like to get out when it's cold.
Oh, it's
no.
Below. The wind's going to be strong. It's set 55, 60.
I hope people keep their animals in and stuff because it'll kill them if they don't.
Exactly.
I said, people around here, they're so ignorant anyway. Hi, baby girl. I see that head.
Say, I'm on the computer now.
Oh, my goodness. Really? What about that? What about that?
I hope you're not cutting another tooth, young lady.
You're slobbering a lot.
Yeah, runny nose. But she doesn't feel sick. She doesn't feel warm or anything, and she's full of energy, so she's not
Yeah,
sick.
I can see she's full of energy. She's tortured.
When Allison's friends came to see her, they hadn't seen her in a couple of months, and they couldn't believe how much she had changed. And I was like, let me tell you, every day it's something new. Will you leave that alone? You don't know how to do
on the computer. You fix the Mammo's computer for her? Huh?
Say, I'm trying to get a notebook. I'm gonna get one of her books up here. I'm gonna tear it up. You don't need a book. You don't do work. You don't need a book.
A reading book. Go find you a book to read. Look at the
Hey, let's not beat the computer, please.
Where's your toys?
Say all over the house.
Are they? You throwing your toys all over Mammo's? Huh?
Yeah. Say yes.
You're a brave little girl.
She has no fear of anything.
You're brave. No.
Don't see it on the computer.
She's gonna beat Mammo up. Beat Mammo up.
Leave the computer alone.
You got it on camera.
Yeah.
You beat Mammo up.
I'm so sorry, but you can't do that.
Are you tired?
Life is so bad when you're this age.
Is she drinking out of the cup now?
You want a nap?
Are you upside down?
I'll just go in the other room and cry.
Is she on the cup now?
Pardon me?
Is she doing a cup now?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that word in case she wasn't.
Yeah. No, she is completely on that. No pacifier. No bottles.
That's good.
And can somewhat feed herself with a spoon. Still kind of play with the spoon and eat with the other hand, but she's working on it. But she does really good. We made her high chair. It comes apart into a table and chair. And so she sits at her table and eats her food. And that's why I told my daughter, I said, even if I'm sick, I can watch her. It's just she'll be wild,
Yeah.
But really, other than changing her diaper and giving her food, she pretty well, will just play.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not doing anything. But the minute I try to do something,
she starts.
She starts.
Girl, I don't know about you.
Until Granny gets off the computer, I'm going to be like that.
Yeah.
So I have to do things either when she's asleep or when she's not here. I just can't. I can't do it in the daytime with her here. Not now. Maybe in a couple months when she gets into some kind of I can get her to do an activity or something.
Yeah.
But right now she just won't do anything but be unhappy with me. Listen. Here. You want to see this? Look at this. Oh, it's dusty. It's a little wooden stand to put my cell phone on. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. That's something different. Oh, I was so disappointed. I went to try my new teeth in, and they made my top plate with some tiny little teeth. And when I put them in and smiled and talked, you couldn't even see the teeth. It looked like I had no teeth.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, no, I can't. And it's like these teeth, when I set them down, they lay flat. So they, they all come down. That one, it like goes down, and then the teeth actually were raised up a little bit. I'm like, they need to make that either with the teeth down, or they need to move those teeth down a little bit. So now I got to wait till after the first of the year and go back and see how they fix them.
We can't even get into a dentist till what? May here.
This year.
Wow.
coming year.
I'm gonna
Dennis,
tell you too.
yeah, Dennis called about getting his dentures, and they told him they couldn't get him in till May. Made him an appointment for May. I'm like, what? That's way out there.
Well, I'm just not happy with it. And I can't stop.
They're up there.
Stop.
Look at her.
Stop.
Good child for a while.
Stop.
She's at that age.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
she's not gonna be happy till Mama gets off.
Yeah.
Gives her all her attention.
But I guess I should have said I want this or that or whatever. They didn't ask me. This dentist that did these teeth, he asked me like what shade did I want. He showed me, things like that. These people didn't ask me nothing.
Well,
And the teeth, I swear, are like itty bit. I said, I'm not a little kid. I don't need little baby teeth.
are
I
you
need
making dentures for babies now?
No, I'm telling them they're left over from dentures.
Yeah. Hey, did you run out of stuff to make them?
Yeah. So it's like I just about got used to not having my bottom plate in since it's been since September.
Yeah.
And then now I'll get my new ones, and then I'll have to get used to wearing them.
Wearing them, yeah.
And I probably will end up wearing these when I don't, until I get used to those.
Quit. You're going to turn me over.
You scratch it.
Go in there on your table.
What is it?
Go get on your table and scratch. He got flips me over my chair when he tries to scratch his back.
Oh.
He gets on the back part of it.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
He's probably been on there an hour and 15 minutes. Hour and a half. Let's see. Yeah. Natalie, where you at? She'll be right back.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
Let me have it, Sarah. I gotta eat a little something.
Okay.
I think somebody's been in it.
Oh no, they have been here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bag yesterday.
Look,
I said it was a half a bag
Hey.
yesterday.
They've been eating.
I don't know who. Natalie's up when I got up. So
So Chloe had her birthday on December the 7th, and I was sick and I totally forgot.
oh
So she's 10 years old,
wow.
and I'm going to do a birthday video for her. I just haven't done it yet. Quit now.
Get them pants off. What did we tell you about this?
Look at there. You're spilling milk on my computer.
In our bed.
Get out of my
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh.
Went upstairs. What? What, buddy? I fed you. What's wrong? Mm. Mm. You want to talk to Echo? Say hi, Echo.
Hi, Buster. Is he a puppy? Oh, listen to him.
What? What, baby? What's my big boy want? Huh? You gonna talk to the baby? Huh? Baby talking to you.
Say hi, Buster.
He's looking around like what, baby?
Oh my gosh. Quit dripping the milk on the computer. She
Ran
did
off
it.
looking for you.
She spilled it on her arm earlier, and she's over there just wiping it off her arm. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea, Granny. Shouldn't have got the milk. Oops.
No, I ain't got nothing. I'm sorry. I don't have
Okay.
nothing. You want chips, don't you? Papa, will you bring me some chips?
Screen.
Please?
You done made my screen tiny, girl.
Go tell Papa bring me more chips.
No, don't touch anything else. I don't know what you did there.
Papa,
Hold
bring me
on.
chips. Honey, I said it 3 times. Hold on. Papa going to get them. This dog loves potato chips. He's like, I want my potato chips now. We got to give them to him when we got them because Natalie eats a whole bag.
Oh,
You can't have I told her, I said, if you touch these bags, me and you's going to go round and round. Already? I knew it. She'd been up this morning when I wasn't.
Stop. Okay, you can
Yeah, they're gone on them. So.
Yeah, I figured that. Here.
Want his chips.
And they have to be this kind. No, they have to be a bag. Hold on, then we'll get you some.
Stop.
There you go. Okay. My little chip getter.
The puppy likes potato chips.
Yeah, he's eating chips.
You don't know what potato chips are yet, do you? But it's kind of like a cracker. You know what a cracker is. Yeah, no. No. You're rotten. What's on your feet? Tell Miss Norma what's on your feet.
Oh, you got?
What are these? What are they? Are those your socks? She doesn't like to keep socks on.
Oh, Natalie never did, and I have to get on her now as though she has to wear socks with her shoes because it makes her feet stink and the shoes stink.
Yeah. Well, you put shoes and socks on her and put her in her car seat, and within seconds you hear the Velcro. Take them shoes off, and the socks are coming off next. So now we just wait until we get where we're going to put the shoes on, and we put the socks on, but
I don't blame you.
Easier to put socks on. Do you want to go take your nap? Let's try that. Where's the blanket?
Here.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to go lay her down. She might scream, but.
Okay. We'll see.
Oh,
See about it.
Okay, well, I need to keep the cheese. All right.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right. Come on. Yep. Come on. No, she didn't want to lay down. She went to the refrigerator. She's hungry.
Oh.
How are you hungry already?
It's lunchtime.
Okay, look. She loves cheese. Here you go. Meow, yum, yum, yum. And sometimes cheese is the quickest thing I can grab. She likes bologna too. I'll give her cheese and bologna.
Oh, does she?
And crackers sometimes. Sometimes she'll eat crackers, sometimes she won't. But she'll eat just about anything I eat.
Not mine. They're picky. Now, Eli's not picky, but Natalie's picky. She get more to where she'll try stuff now.
Yeah.
So, but.
Well, she loves yogurt. I usually give her a thing of yogurt every day. And she loves bananas. And she's got to where now she can eat a whole banana.
Well, that's good.
If I give her something else with the banana, I only give her half a banana. Yeah. But if I just give her the banana, I give her the whole banana. She'll eat the whole banana.
Now, that's something we can't keep in this house because Natalie eats it of its fruit. You cannot keep fruit in this house.
Well, she likes pineapple, okay, but mandarin oranges is still her favorite.
That's Natalie.
But she'll eat watermelon, strawberries, grapes, bananas. She likes applesauce. I've never actually given her like a hard apple piece to try to chew. She's got enough teeth to chew anything, but it's like sometimes I have to tell her, like, you have to bite it. You know, this is something you bite. You don't just wallow it and swallow it. So
I used to cut them up in little tiny pieces in case they didn't chew it.
Yeah.
And give it to them.
I've given her like diced peaches before. She'll eat that.
That's
She'll
my
pretty much eat any kind of and she'll eat any vegetable you give her.
wow.
We
Man.
bought these little Gerber toddler meal things, and it's like got little star pasta and chicken and carrots, corn, peas, and green beans, I think, in it. Well, you give that to her, and she'll sit there and pick out all the vegetables and eat all the vegetables. She could care less about eating the pasta or the chicken. You have to like make her eat the chicken.
Wow.
But she loves the vegetables. And she's very easy to take to a restaurant because whatever you get, you can just give her a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And she's happy with that. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Is that better? Was your tummy hungry? Huh? Were you in a bad mood because you wanted to eat? You know how to say eat? No, you don't want milk. Okay. So, no milk. Okay. Now maybe you can go lay down because you had cheese. Let's try that. I'll be right back.
All right, Em.
Let's try. Let's see. Maybe. You want to bring this with you?
I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. We want to just come on and catch up with you. We haven't been on for a while because being sickness. So hopefully it'll all get better. And,
Okay. Well, she's not happy, but maybe she'll go to sleep. I swear.
little thing.
She just wants to be right. Whatever I'm doing needs to involve her.
You're spoiling her, Grandma.
She doesn't like it if I don't. And she done made this screen small, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to get it back, so I'm not going to mess with it.
I don't know about her.
Oh.
They're little like that, boy. They got to have the attention. They love the attention. They want your undivided attention. Nobody else's.
And I mean, it's like night and day. I mean, if I wasn't sitting at this computer and I was sitting in my recliner, she'd be sitting there watching a movie quiet. But because I'm trying to do something, that's when she does.
It's usually what happens.
And it's like that. So it's not gonna hurt her to
that's all you get.
Cry it out, but
no.
She doesn't like it. Oh, I have a voicemail.
I'm feeding them chips and Dennis is feeding the cats cereal. All our babies are rotten.
Yeah. Oh, Chloe is too. And we give the baby the little, they look like little flowers, but they're puffs. They're supposed to like dissolve in their mouth. So, you know, when
she likes them.
Yeah. Well, that's what she was doing the other day. She went in there and I said, well, come on, let's come out. And she didn't come out right away. And I gave her a couple seconds, you know, and then I went back in there and that's exactly what she was doing, taking them out of the little container thing and dropping them in the cage. There's about 5 of them in the cage. And they're banana flavored.
She didn't want to do without.
And I said, I bet you Chloe don't want those, but Chloe ate them. So Chloe likes when she's here though, because then after she eats, I let Chloe come and clean up the floor. You know?
My little chihuahua I had when Dylan and them was little, she gained so much weight from them feeding her.
Yeah.
And it was dangerous. I told them, I said, you can't feed her. But they catch me not looking and they drop her food. And she stayed right at their high chairs and everything. I used to get so tickled. I said, no wonder she gained so much weight. You're feeding her too much.
Well, and the baby will sit there and she wants to feed you. You know, she wants to share her food with you too. And if Chloe's around, she'll share it with Chloe.
Well, good.
I'm like, you don't have to share. You just go ahead and you eat your own food. It'll be okay.
Lord.
Well, I'm hoping 2023 is a better year for us, that we're well and
Yeah.
We can try to figure this out when we can do lives and stuff.
Yeah. I said the end of the year has been something else. I tell you,
Yeah.
it's like just can't get well. I figured your doctor called me back by now, but they haven't. So I don't. Maybe they called me something, and I don't know. You never know about these people.
Oh, I know. And then they say, "Don't keep calling. We're working on it."
Yeah, I told her that you had your last leg surgery yesterday. You don't
I'm glad it's helping.
Quite a few. No more. I'm gonna put them up. He's gonna be like Natalie, eat a whole bag. He probably was. I let him.
Yeah.
We'll try to hide them from Natalie, so you'll have some. I bought a bag last week, and nobody got any of them. I think Buster got a few out, and she ate the rest of it. Wasn't them big family size, party size. You can't keep nothing like that around here. I told her, I said, eat a few and leave it. You know, there's other people. Well, and then you go looking for them, and it's like, where's the chips? I don't know. And then you go in here in the living room behind the couch, and there's the bag.
Oh, Lord. I don't even buy. If I buy anything like that, any, chips, cookies, ice cream, whatever, I just eat it. So it's like, don't buy it. Don't bring it in the house. And then Allison will come. You got a snack?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a snack.
Now, see, stuff like that I can eat, but you try to sit down and eat food, I get sick. But I guess it's the salt. That's what I crave, the salt.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because you're probably losing a lot of your minerals and, your electrolytes and everything.
I don't eat chips a whole lot. When I do, though, I want the salty.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, when Allison was here the other day, she's like, you got any cup of noodles? And I was like, no. And she's like, we had some last week. Did you eat them? Well, yeah, it's my house and my groceries. So, yeah, I probably did. I was like, I can make you mac and cheese. Oh, okay, I'll have that then. But I thought it would be less work for you to make the cup of noodle. I'm thinking you can just go in there and make whatever yourself. That would be the best thing. But no.
Yeah, say that'd be the best thing for me, and that wouldn't bother me.
And she had to take 3 personal days when I was in the hospital to keep the baby.
I don't know why they feel this, because he's not. These people. That tells me about everything.
And so that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then if I was going to have to stay Friday, her husband was going to have to take the day off and keep the baby. And then they would have both been off, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But luckily I got out late that Thursday. I was like, I do not want to. And I'm just the worst patient. I don't like them.
I never had to go to the hospital because I know, not a good one.
I mean,
I'm bored. Give me something to do. Can I get up? Can I move?
With the steroids, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
They just make me like, okay. Oh, like you said,
wired.
I need something to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the bed was uncomfortable. I never did get comfortable in the bed. They had one of those little recliners that didn't recline back, but it brought the feet up.
Yeah.
I ended up the last whole 24 hours I was in that chair because I was like, I'm not getting back in that doggone bed. Yeah. It was too uncomfortable.
It's like, give me something that's comfortable. I don't want any.
And I don't like not being able to get a drink or something to eat when I want it, having to wait for them to bring, and then wait for them to bring the medicine. And then it's like, whenever they do leave you alone for a little bit, then they come, oh, we got to do your blood pressure and your temperature and this and that. Then the next thing you know, here comes the lab person. Oh, I need to draw blood. It's like, people.
My mom and dad used to say, well, if you go to the hospital, get rest, you'll never get that because they don't leave you alone long enough.
No. And Wednesday and Thursday, I had student nurses there.
Oh, great.
Okay, so they come in and they're having to do a little assignment, I guess. And so they wanted to do my medical history. And it's like my medical history is already in the hospital computer. I've been going to the doctor that's affiliated with the hospital long enough, and I have all my tests and stuff done at the hospital. So everything should be in my file.
Yeah.
So this poor little girl, she's asking me all these questions. So then she asks me, when was your last period? And I said, probably almost 20 years ago when I had my hysterectomy. And she said, oh, okay, you've had a hysterectomy. Yes. Then she says, what about your prostate? And I'm like, excuse me? And she said, do you have problems with your prostate? I said, I don't think women have prostates.
Prostates, no.
That's for the men. She's like, oh, well, I have to ask my supervisor about that. I'm thinking, are you that
You're a nursing student? You ought to know that.
You're that stupid that you don't know that women don't have prostates. So then she finally gets all that done. So then she starts talking about, why I'm in the hospital and all that. And I said, well, they say I have pneumonia. She goes, well, where'd you get pneumonia from? Gee, I don't know,
No, God.
And so then I said, I was coughing. She said, oh, well, what were your symptoms? And so I was telling her, I said, I was coughing. She said, well, are you a smoker? And I said, well, I quit like 25 years ago, or 23 years ago. But yes, I have smoked in the past. Oh, well, that could have damaged your lungs. And I'm like, so I was like, okay, I hope I get a different student tomorrow, because she was just crazy. Told me all about her husband and her baby and, all this. I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to be talking to me like that,
Yeah.
So then the second day,
too much information.
or Thursday, that girl was freaked out because when the doctor came, she was in there when the doctor came and said that I could go home, that afternoon. So she's like, I don't know how to do a discharge. I've never had to do. I was like, you're not going to have to do it, honey. The nurse, my nurse will come and discharge me. You might have to put some information in your computer about it, but don't stress over it. So next thing I know, she leaves and she comes back with her supervisor, and they're over there at the computer. I'm thinking, oh my God, people, just let me go home. I don't want to be here anyway.
I know it seems like it takes them forever to discharge you.
So there was probably 5 or 6 in there, and the supervisor. And so when it came time for me to actually get out, it was either the end of their day or they were going somewhere or something. So anyways, but they all came with me to go downstairs. So Allison pulls up, and here's like 6 people with me pushing me out to the car, And so I get in the car, and Allison's like, why do you have all them people? I'm like, those are the nursing students and the supervisor who have been aggravating me for 2 days. He's like, well, why did they all bring you down? And I'm like, I don't know. But
I don't ask questions.
She wanted them to see how you discharge a patient out the door. I don't know. It was just like, okay, I can't take any more. I need to go home. I didn't go prepared to stay.
Yeah.
So Allison had to bring me my phone charger and a change of clothes and, stuff like that. But I forgot to tell her to bring my hairbrush. And so my hair was I could feel it getting matted, So I asked the little nursing student, go and ask them if they have a comb or a brush. Now she comes back with a comb and a brush. And she's like, they have them, but we're not supposed to tell the patients about it. And I'm like, so unless a patient asks, they give you a toothbrush and they give you toothpaste and deodorant, shampoo, lotion, in this little kit thing, but no hairbrush or comb. But if you ask for it, then they can give you one. I'm like, crazy.
Dennis, Kayla just texted me one that she can have kids for a couple hours.
That's up to you, honey. If you want to let her go with them.
All right. Ask them if they're dressed.
Okay.
They got dressed yet.
Happy Eli.
Her aunt wants them for a couple hours.
Eli's been on it longer than an hour and a half. You know that, don't you?
And that's their mama's
Sister.
sister.
Yeah, they seen Mom over the weekend, but at
Mm.
Grandma's because they had a big family thing. So
Oh.
she bought them all new bedspreads, sheets, clothes, shoes, socks, underwear, bras.
How'd she have money for all that?
Oh,
My kid, I'm coming, baby.
I don't know. According to her,
Come on.
Merry Christmas.
What are you doing, Nancy?
Somebody.
Roseanne.
Oh.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, and hope you have a happy New
Eli,
Year.
come in here.
Diarrhea
Where we
Holocaust.
You gotta talk to Grandma.
I don't know.
Okay.
Get out here. I didn't tell you. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
I don't know about him.
Mm. Well, maybe she did go to sleep because I don't hear her.
Maybe she gave up.
I tell you. And my daughter's like, and you just keep a smile on your face the whole time you're struggling with her. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you know, she's a kid, a baby. She don't know no better. I mean,
right.
it's not like a conscious decision to be like that. That's just how it is right now. You just have to get through it. I told her, I said, that's when I put you in the daycare when you were 18 months old because you were driving me insane. But I had her 24/7 for 18 straight months. That's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's like having your own kid. It's like,
But
whoa.
I try to tell Allison, you need a break. You know, you need to have a life.
Yeah.
Don't give up all of your life for your kids and your, your husband. You still have your own life. Because what if something happens? The kids are going to grow up. Something could happen to your husband, and then you're sitting there like I was. So
when they get older, they leave. They don't stay around.
Don't give up your life. Make friends. Do social things. Do things with people from work. Have a life outside of school, outside of family.
Nanny asked me all the time. She said, "Mama, why you got friends?" I said, "I just don't get out and socialize.
Yep,
not a socializing person." I said, "I used to have friends. Most of mine's passed on." So
I went with my friend Kathy to her work Christmas party, which I went a couple of years ago with her. That's the first social thing. I think I've gone out to lunch with my friend Loretta, but both of them, they got their own lives. They, and Miss Kathy still works. So, she has a schedule to keep up.
Church, but when we have get-togethers and stuff, the pastor, because I've known the pastor and his wife for a long time, and they're like me raising a grandchild. They're raising a great-great-grandchild.
Oh, wow.
And she's like yours, little. And she needs a handful. Her name's River. I call her. She looks like the little Gerber baby. I swear she does. And I call her Gerber baby. And she don't call me Gerber baby. I'm not Gerber baby. I said, "You're my Gerber baby." No. I like to give her a hard way. I get tickled at her because she'll cover her eyes up like you can't see her.
Yeah.
There.
Anais does the same thing.
I said, "River, what are you doing?" And she'll blind or put her head in her grandma's side. I said, "I still see you." "No, you don't. You can't see me."
I had to tell them when we went to Nana and Grandpa's because she kept doing it. They were like, "Does she want us to play peekaboo?" And I'm like, "No, she's invisible.
Oh,
When she does that, she's hiding. You can't see her.
here.
And you have to look for her. And you call her name and you look for her, and then she'll move her hand down and she'll be like all happy, like, here I am."
Yeah. I said, that's so cute.
Where she got that from, I don't know. That's just
I guess
strange.
it's just something that, because River does it, and River had felt that daycare and got a big cut on her forehead, hit something, and it cut, and she had to get stitches. And when they took her to Children's, and it's wild because they didn't give her a shot. And, like they usually give you a shot.
To numb it, yeah.
They had put some kind of numbing stuff on it and then put a bandage on it and left it on for a while and then stitched it up that way. But they brought in a dog to sit with her, a golden retriever. And the dog laid with her and stayed with her the whole time she's getting stitches. And I said, I've never seen them do that before. It must be something new they're trying.
Yeah.
She done video of it, and the dog was just laying there loving on her, the whole time, kept her occupied.
Yeah.
They said she didn't cry or nothing. And I'm like,
they have at my daughter's school, they have a police officer who has a therapy dog, and she's at that school every day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she goes like in the special education classes or just if kids have meltdowns and, or what exactly the dog does, but it's a therapy dog. Yeah. And my daughter said that the kids will ask, can I, and the dog's name is Hope. And they'll say, can I go see Hope and things like that. And so it must be something, that they're trying with the animals to.
Yeah. I know they do it at certain hospitals. They'll bring in dogs, yeah, but this is the first time I've ever heard of Children's doing it.
Yeah.
Because Eli goes, that's not fair. I didn't get a dog.
Yeah. Well, and probably too, she was already freaked out. And then if they would have had a shot coming towards her head, she probably would have freaked out even more.
He said, I'd have liked to have a dog. I said, I'm sorry.
Allison's got the itch to get a dog. She wants the baby to have a dog, but I said, you can't just think of it like that. You got to think of the commitment you're making.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take care of that dog, and somebody's got to pay for the vet visits and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I said, there's more to think about than just you want her to have a dog.
See, Dylan wants one, but way he works and goes to school right now, he's waiting until he graduates, and then he's going to get one. He keeps looking at him, though. He wants a German Shepherd.
Well, she had a border collie. Yeah. Beautiful border collie that she got as a pup. And when it was like 2 or 3 years old, it was right when she was graduating college and getting ready to start teaching. And the dog decided, and they have a little fenced in yard off their duplex, but the dog decided to become a barker and barked and barked and barked and barked. And every time it was out, it barked. And so the next door neighbor, because it's a duplex, so they're, right close together, started complaining about the dog. Well, my daughter's husband is not really a dog person. And so he was getting aggravated that the guy was complaining. And so Allison decided, she better find the dog another home, because with them living where they were living, that wasn't a good situation. And really, it wasn't fair to the dog because it didn't get to go out a whole lot. And Allison didn't get to take it to the dog park or play with it that much, with her schedule.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I know it hurt you to get rid of the dog or to find the dog a new home, but you did the adult thing.
About it. Yeah.
You thought about the dog's well-being, and that was the adult thing to do. So even though I wish you hadn't done that, I wish, maybe I could have got the dog, but I couldn't have handled that dog. Yeah. It was hyper and it was big.
Wow.
But
he's looking at all kinds yesterday, telling me, he sent me pictures of this German Shepherd he wants so bad. He said, but I can't get it yet. I know I can't. He said, I'm not home enough. I said, Dylan, you don't want to get a dog that you got to keep in the cage all the time.
Right.
You're not there, and that's not no life for a dog to keep it caged up all the time.
No.
I
And
said,
my daughter is hopefully going to be moving in July. Her lease will be up in the duplex, and the guy that she rents from has houses that he rents out too. And
yeah,
so she's going to try to get one of his houses. And then maybe it'll be a different situation and maybe she can get a dog. But like I told her, wait till the baby is potty trained and,
yeah.
you
Right
decide if
now,
you're
she's
going
going
to
to
have
do the school
another
on it.
baby or not, because it's a lot taking care of a toddler that's, when you're potty training them and everything. And then to have a puppy to have to potty train and all that, that's a lot,
Yeah.
And I said, then you lose your cool and you don't want to be mean to the animal. You don't want to be mean to your child. You just can't put too much stress on yourself like that. And she plays with my dog. I mean, Chloe, is excited to see her and everything and doesn't mind how she touches her or anything like that. And she's never tried to nip at her or anything like that. But I'm not real comfortable with them being loose together.
Yeah.
So like when Allison's here and Allison can control the baby and then I can get Chloe, then sometimes we'll let them be out together. But through the cage, they are like best buddies.
Yeah.
Just go in there and sit in front of that cage and talk to her, and put her hand in there and pet on her and stuff.
Oh.
So, and then my daughter does have a cat. And the baby loves the cat, but the cat doesn't like the baby. Doesn't want, she's one of those kind of cats that's like,
leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered by you.
I don't understand why you're even here. This is my house, And so the baby will see the cat and the baby will start yelling, cat, 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 and running after the cat. And the cat takes off and runs and hides. So it likes to go up under my daughter's bed. So in the morning, my daughter will be in there getting ready, and she's got a bathroom that's connected to her bedroom. So she'll be in and out the bathroom and the bedroom getting ready, and I'll bring the baby in there, and the baby will go look under the bed looking for the cat.
So no side spot.
It's like, and I said, one of these days, and so I tell my daughter, I said, one of these days, she's not just going to be looking. She's going to just crawl up under there, and then we're going to have trouble getting her out,
Well, that'll be a time.
And she used to call the cat, she used to just say at, didn't have the k for cat, but now she's got it down that it's a cat.
It's a cat.
And yeah.
Oh, that's good. She learns fast. I know that.
Yeah. I was trying to get her to say sock.
When they're little like that, they learn so fast, but when they start getting back into school age and stuff, it's like, I don't know what happens to them.
Well, they say if you really want to teach them a foreign language or an instrument or anything like that, you need to do it before they're 6 years old, because something happens in their brain by the time they're 6 years old. It's like the ease of learning kind of changes. I guess maybe because then they're more aware of other distractions and they have to learn how to focus.
Like their little brains just go to much.
Because right now it's like she focuses in on everything, all at the same time. She's just like, so.
I said, the older mine gets, I don't know. Natalie don't even try no more, and she starting back in January when we start back. I got to have her at school at 7:15 instead of 8 o'clock because they're putting her in reading intervention.
Oh, okay.
Because her reading's not really. She's dyslexic on AM. Let's see, is it? No. Her 9s and her P's. She writes them wrong. And then D and B. She can't get them. And I told her, I said, well, we're going to have this. She said, Mom, I don't know how to correct it. And I said, honey, you're going to have it all the time. You just really got to think when you write them down what they look like in your mind. You got to keep an image of your mind what they look like. And I said, because that's how she gets so much work bad, because she puts spells wrong or something. And so
well, and it's got to hurt with her reading too, because when she looks at it, she doesn't see it as for the sound that it actually makes.
Yeah.
To be able to sound words out.
We're gonna have to just sit down and practice writing them letters. and numbers so
And
that you
yeah,
don't.
she's just gonna have to have it in her mind that when I think this, I put this.
Oh, babe.
What's going on?
Well, just make them come. Tell them to come on, cause she'll be here any minute.
She'll be there any minute. She'll be here any minute, kids.
You better be ready.
Come on.
They take their good old time about getting dressed. I said she's on her way, and then they just like, oh, okay. Like, that means be ready when she gets here. But I don't know about them.
But I think the baby is going to be bored when she goes to preschool because she's going to have already learned everything. Because you can't. I mean, it's like she'll even say, like, "What's that?" Like she wants to know the name of things, and like I don't know. It's just weird how it's like she just. And then too, when I talk to her, it's like she just picks up on things so fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know she understands exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes she just don't want to do what she's supposed to do.
Yeah. They're at that age.
But I can say, "Oh, Granny's got to go potty," and she'll beat me down the hallway to the bathroom.
Are you dressed?
Yeah, I'm dressed. Look.
Okay. What are you doing wearing the black? Will you all make your mind up whose shoes is whose? Their mommy bought them Converse for Christmas. A black pair and a red pair. The other day you had the red pair on, now he's got the black one on. Why ain't you wearing yours?
Oh, I don't want to wear them.
Why?
Who's outdoors?
Hey, Natalie.
Hold on a minute. Their aunt's here.
I see the kitty cat.
People have called me by my nickname MJ ever since I was a child.
I am froze. Our temperature's dropping fast.
I bet. Have you had snow yet?
No, we had, it's snow, but not stick.
Oh.
Well, one day it did cover, but it melted as fast as it covered. That's when it was still kind of warm. The ground wasn't cold. But we've had snow flurries, but nothing to stick yet. So,
well, my crazy ex posted a picture from January of last year when it snowed up there. And I was like, oh, it's snow. Oh, it might be a white Christmas, and then he puts in the comment, this is from last January. I was like, don't tease me like that, I mean, I would love it to snow, while we're there so that Allison and the baby, because Allison's really, she's seen it a little bit. It's only like barely dusted here before,
yeah.
But to actually, I wish they would get, like, they could make a snowman or snow angel or something like that, But I don't know if it's gonna
do that here. I tell you,
I don't know if it's
very well
be that,
get it.
But he did say it's going to be freezing.
Yeah,
it's going to be cold enough.
I think they said 1 to 2 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And we're going to have ice and everything else under it. But I ain't letting the kids out in it. I'm sorry, but I take that back. We did have a snow once because Natalie and Eli went out and played in it. What's that? Yeah, that's just, boy, my mind just.
See, when I was a kid growing up in Indiana, it wouldn't just be like a snow and then it would melt and then we'd have another. It was like snow on top of snow on top of snow.
Yeah, I
You'd
remember
have
them
like
days.
black ice on the bottom, and then you'd have 2-3 feet of snow on top of it, and it would get compacted down. Like every time it would snow, it would be
The
it
year
was
my son was
horrible.
born, my oldest one in '77, we got that big blizzard.
Yep.
Couldn't even find the cars. There was so much snow. And I said, they wouldn't know how to act around here if we got one that again. I'll tell you, they would just, everything would stop because they wouldn't know what to do.
No, and one year, and I don't know what year it was, but I was little, so it was probably late 60s. Probably because I was born in 63, so I would say it might have been 67 or 68. But anyway, we lived in a subdivision. Sometimes the main road would get plowed, but most of the time the little streets wouldn't get plowed. And so the men, of course, couldn't go to work, but there was mothers that had babies and stuff. And so they took sleds and walked up to the store to get the essentials, that people needed.
Yeah.
And we didn't need anything because my mom would can stuff. We always had a garden, and they'd buy like half a cow and put it in the freezer, stuff like that. So we basically had, what we needed because she was prepared for those snowed in times.
Yeah.
Like she kept dry milk that she could make, if we couldn't get to the store and get milk, and she'd make homemade bread or rolls or whatever, But anyway, my dad said, since they were all going, he would go anyway with them. And so he was like asking his kids, what do y'all want? Or what do we need from the store? And we were like, well, since you're going, we could use some candy, So here they go. And the store, my dad said the store was like almost wiped clean, like hardly anything to pick from because everybody was, trying to get there before the storm and then after. So I can't remember what kind of candy he brought us, but he did get one bag of candy. And all the other men were like, my wife's got me down here getting sanitary napkins and milk and bread and eggs and this and that and diapers, and you're getting candy. You walk like 3 miles in the blizzard, to get your children some candy. He's like, well, I thought y'all, might need an extra sled to pull the stuff, and I'm just gonna go or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. He would go whether he needed to or not.
Yeah, that was mine. He always made sure we had stuff, what we needed.
And he would get out there, and it wouldn't matter if we'd been snowed in for a day or 2 or 3 days. When it quit snowing, he'd go out there and he'd shovel the sidewalk, shovel out the cars, even though the road wouldn't be plowed,
Yeah.
Our stuff was ready. If we could have got to go somewhere, we were ready to go. But
that's why he cleaned the driveway off in case we had to get out.
Yeah, and he'd sit there and he'd watch and wait for it to stop. As soon as it stopped, he'd be out there shoveling. It's like, it ain't going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. You can't get out on the road,
There was times that he had to take me to the school because the buses wouldn't run.
Yeah.
And he'd get out there and shovel it out. And, there's a few times we couldn't get there. But if he could get me to school, he'd get me to school. And I'm like, I could stay home. He'd make me go. He's like, no, you need your education. So,
well, when I was
go to school.
Right before my dad passed away, it was bad. Well, he died in June, but he got sick like in March. So, but that winter, before he got sick, I forget where I had to go, but I had to go like 2 towns over or something. And so he was like, it's too bad you're not driving. I'll take you in the truck. It was always that old beat up truck, but it was the heaviest, best vehicle for going through snow and off-roading and that kind of thing. He's like, I'll take you in the truck. Well, we got 1 town over and the state patrol stopped us and was like, you can't go no further, and we had to turn around and go back home. But he was so disappointed. He was like, I could have got you there. It's like, I know you could have.
I could have got you there. I know it.
I don't care what the state trooper said. I could have got you there, you know. My dad was a tough guy.
Yeah.
He was chopping wood one time. He had converted the garage into a little workshop, and a bowling alley had went out of business, and he went and bought the bowling alley lanes and used that wood to do his floor in his workshop. And then he bricked in a corner of it and had one of those old top belly wood burning stoves.
Yeah.
And so he's out there chopping wood to put in his wood burning stove, and he chops his thumb. And it was all the way through the bone and everything. It was only attached by the skin on the underside.
Oh, God.
I mean, he puts it back up there and tells my mom, I think I need a Band-Aid, wraps a couple of Band-Aids around it and keeps on going. And his thumb grew back perfectly fine.
Wow.
But he was not one to go to the doctor or the dentist. He even pulled out some of his own teeth with a pair of pliers.
Oh, Lord.
And you know if your tooth is hurting already.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No,
But yeah, I'm not going to I don't need a dentist. I don't need a doctor. That's why he was sick for, a good month and a half before he ever went to the doctor. Because we had to threaten him to make him go to the doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when he found out he had cancer, he was like, guess I should have been going to the doctor. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't go for physicals or anything. And he didn't really get, sick that often.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, my mom, it's a hypochondriac. She went for a hangnail. It's like she just all the time. And every time she'd go, she'd come home with some new prescription for some new ailment that she had. And so my dad, he was like total opposite of her, he wasn't gonna.
And she, especially there at the end, she just, I'm tired of doctors. Just let me go. She said, I don't want to go, doctors. I'm tired of taking medicine. I said, it does get aggravating. I say it all the time. I just quit taking my medicine.
Well, that's because, see, it's so easy to get in denial.
Yeah.
Like, this medicine ain't helping me.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me, really.
Why am I taking it?
Mm-hmm.
On all this crap. Don't.
Well, I got mad in the hospital because they weren't giving me my insulin like I normally take it.
Wow.
And there was a couple other medications they were not giving me. And I kept asking them, what about this? What about that? And I was like, you're going to have me messed up by not doing it right when I'm in the hospital. And I mean, I can miss one day of medicine and be okay.
Yeah.
But 3 or 4 days, there's not much left in your system. Then you got to build it back up again.
What'd they tell you?
Well, they were like, they're the nurse, he's the doctor, they know. And see, at our hospital, you don't get to see your doctor.
Yeah, that's the way it is here.
You have to see the hospital doctor.
Doctor.
And so he asked me who my doctor was, and I told him, and he said, oh, she's good. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well then let's call her. Let's get her involved,
Yeah.
And he was like, well, no, you'll follow up with her when you get out of the hospital. And I'm like, yeah, but you're the idiot. One day he tells me this can be treated at home with pills. The next day he tells me, no, you need 2 kinds of antibiotic IVs. I said, so does that mean I'm not going home today? Oh, no, you're going to be here at least 3 days. And I'm like, but yesterday you told me I could go home with some pills,
So
I didn't like him at all, And then the one day he says, well, maybe this afternoon I'll let you know. That was Wednesday. I didn't see him or hear from him again. So then he comes in Thursday morning and I'm like, I'm going home today, right? And he's like, you're so anxious to go home. And I'm like, I don't like being in hospital.
I want to be here.
Go home.
I don't want to be here.
So he was like, well, let me check your blood work and, blah, blah, blah. And we'll see. And then thank goodness he came back and said, yeah, you can go home, today or whatever. I was like, thank goodness, because I was fixing to go home anyway.
I haven't been in the hospital for years, and I said the thought of being in one, it's like, nope, don't want to.
I mean, I had, I had the IV. So when I wanted to go to the bathroom, it was a big production to get the IV pump unplugged and drag that in there with me and all.
Yeah.
And then it's like, whenever they give me antibiotics like that, I always get diarrhea. Then it would be like you cough and you have diarrhea.
Yeah.
So then it was like, I'm going to the bathroom, trying to clean up. I want new sheets for the bed or what, and they just act like you're being, too extra or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not sitting in the bed with shit in the bed with me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't, I'm sick, but I'm not doing that,
Yeah.
And then the food thing really gets me because, like, at first you can't order your meals. They just bring you whatever. And then it's like, I ask, can I have, water? They bring me a pitcher of ice and expect me to get the water out of the sink. And I'm like, at least put the water in there with the ice and then I can just pour it in the cup. I mean, and then it's like one lady would give me, Sprite and like graham crackers after, at night. And then the other lady was like, oh no, you can't have anything. I'm like, y'all need to get it together here because one person's really nice and one person's really mean.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. I didn't like the bed. I mean, it was just like nothing was making me happy about it.
I want to go to home.
And in the emergency room, they didn't even put me in a stall with a bed. That I had a chair.
Oh my goodness.
Like almost like they said, well, this isn't big enough to put beds, so we'll put 2 chairs and put a curtain between them, Then we can have 2 sick people back here sitting in chairs. But anyway, so I sat in the chair for the longest time. After I'd been in the waiting room for like 5 or 6 hours, then I was back there for about 3 hours. They finally put me in a little stall on a gurney. Good. And it had a TV. I was like, well, thank God. I'll at least be able to distract myself with the TV. Then there's nothing on because by now it's the middle of the night,
Yeah.
So then they come and they say, about 4 o'clock in the morning, they come and they say, we have to move you to another section of the emergency room. And I said, oh, I thought I was going upstairs. Well, you are, but we don't have a bed. So we're going to move you over here. Okay. They take me in this big room and put me from a cart onto an actual hospital bed. And then other people start coming. There was like 8 of us in that room, all waiting for beds upstairs.
Oh my goodness.
And they had the curtains between us, but that's it. We didn't have TV, nothing. Okay. Well, I guess that's like a holding area and they can keep you there for like 24 hours. And the next day at like 7 o'clock the next night, they said they were closing it down and there was 3 of us still left. 2 of them got sent upstairs. So I was the only person in there. And they're like, well, if they don't have a bed for you, we're going to have to take you back over to the emergency, the other part. I was like, just do something with me,
Yeah.
And here I am in a room so she can come and bring me my. She keeps, calling the nurses, asking, has she gone to the room? What room is it? Or whatever. And they're like, no, she's still down here. So then finally they come and they say, oh, we have a room for you now. So now, now we have to wait for it to be cleaned and then we're going to take you upstairs. So I finally got up there and I think they finally got me situated about 9 o'clock that night. I was like, man, you just don't know how bad I want to go home. It was an ordeal. And down there in the I called it the holding area. They didn't bring us our food trays like you normally would get if you were an inpatient in the hospital.
Yeah.
So at one point in the afternoon, we never got lunch. And I guess they didn't know if or when we'd get dinner. So like the orderly guy, he goes to the kitchen and he complains. He brings back ham and cheese sandwiches and sodas, little cans of soda. And he's like, I told him these people have to eat. They have to give them something. They can't keep them here. Well, everybody is on like a certain diet, right?
Yeah.
The guy next to me had some kind of GI bleeding going on. He was bleeding, but they didn't know from where. And so he was supposed to be on clear liquids. And he was complaining. He was hungry. If he knew he was going to be on clear liquids, he would have ate a big meal before he came in there, but he didn't know that. So he was complaining. So when the guy came around with the sandwiches and the soda, he didn't realize that people were on, certain diets. So he gives us, and I'm like, I'm diabetic, and he just gave me a Coke. I'm like, hey, I popped it up and I started drinking.
Like, I'm going to drink that, baby.
I'm like, I'm eating this sandwich and having this Coke before they come back, So he gives the guy next to me the sandwich and the Coke. And I hear the guy kind of mumbling, and I'm thinking, they just got done explaining to him he cannot have anything but clear liquids. And here he thinks he's going to get this sandwich and this Coke. Well, here comes the nurse. I'm sorry, sir. Takes it away from him. And it's like, we'll bring you, some clear liquid, but you can't have this. He was like, I was this close to having a sandwich.
I stayed away a few more seconds.
It was hilarious. It was so funny. But you could hear everything that was going on because you were literally right next to somebody just with a curtain, in between you. And come to find out, there was only 2 nurses in there with us. And one of the nurses was a friend of my daughter's since she was like in preschool.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't seen in years. Didn't know she was a nurse. So she comes there, the other nurse is in there doing something, checking vitals or something. And she comes to the foot of the bed and I don't have my glasses on. And she was like, Mrs. Curtis, how are you today? And I was like, yeah, I've been better. She's like, do you remember me? And she had a mask on. And so she pulled her mask down and I said, oh, were you here last night? Because I just assumed it was, one of the nurses. And she's like, no, I'm Shelby, Allison's friend. And I'm like, let me get my glasses. I put my glasses on. Then I was like, oh, okay. Now I recognize you. Yes. Okay. So then it was like her and Allison are on the phone back and forth talking about me, but nobody's coming and telling me nothing. And then somebody said something about, has she called her family or something like that? And she was like, oh, I've been talking to her family. It's fine. I'm thinking, let me talk to my family, please.
Let me talk to her, please. Give me no fear.
Oh God. I'm like, it's such a small world. I mean, you never know when you're going to run into somebody that knows you.
I've seen people run into me and say hi to me and have no idea who in the world they are. I don't like it.
I told Allison, I said, just, be nice to everybody because you never know when that person is going to be, in a position that you're going to need them to be nice to you, you know. Or you're going to end up.
That's what I tell kids, be nice, smile, give somebody a smile every now and then. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their life's about. They could be having a bad day and you smile at them and they could cheer them up.
That's right. And that might be the only person that they talk to.
Yeah. Or say hi to them,
Yeah.
How are you today? I said, you got to be good to people because right now at dance, we're not having a good time. I'll have to tell you about it off here. I won't say it on here.
Okay.
We're having trouble. And it's like, I get so aggravated. I feel like taking her out of dance because I don't like the drama. But I said, I hate to take her out because she loves dance so much. But I was talking to one of my friends there, and I told her, I said, if it keeps up and something ain't done, I might move her dance studios. And that was
that's what I was gonna say. Don't make her quit dancing, but maybe go somewhere else.
And she said, Mama, please, all my friends are there. And I said, Annie, honey, I can't deal with the drama. It's just too much drama here lately. And I said, either that or you can't be on the performance team next year. I said, because I'm not dealing with all this drama. I'm not doing it. It's stupid and it needs to quit. And it's over stupid stuff because one girl don't like the other girl. and it's and they put all the girls involved, and it's just like work your problems out outside the dance studio. This is not the place to be working it out. The one girl, she don't never say nothing, but the other one says that she says all this crap, and it's like, how does she say it? The one girl had been out for, she got real sick, and she'd been out probably, she didn't even get to do the parade. She was gone probably about 4 weeks because what she's a diabetic anyway, and it didn't help her getting sick. She was in the hospital for a while, and then she got better. But she came back and just had walked in the studio back there to Natalie and Emmy. And the other girls, they're talking trash about me. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, how do you know they're talking trash? Have you been back here? Yeah, I've been back here a number of times. Didn't see the girl go back one time. And I said, you all know that you can't do this, that the teacher has told you. It stops. And I said, you can't keep saying stuff that's not true, you know. And she said, well, I know it's true. And she said, the other one told me.
Sometimes they get it in their mind that it is true, and nobody can convince them that it's not.
It's because they don't like the one girl. And
Yeah.
all of them hangs out in this little group thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then the other two's over here. And because they're not in the group, it's always drama on this side.
Yeah.
And it's like driving me nuts. I said, I've been there 10 years, never had no trouble. Never. Not with none of the other kids or anything. And this year, it's just been a roller coaster ride, buddy, I'll tell you. And I said, poor owner, she don't know what to do. So she has, instead of pointing the kids out, she sits them all down and talks to them. You know, instead of pointing out who's doing what. I mean, she knows who's doing what. And she's trying to do it in an easy way, trying to get it settled down. But that one partner or group, they just let drama. It's like, can't deal with this. It's like, Natalie, she wants to say something so bad, and I said, you cannot say anything. You have to be nice. Just ignore her and go on.
That's right, because then they'll be like, well, you're just as bad as she is.
And I said, you don't want to do the studio this way, give it a bad name. So you got to be, you know, polite, try to get along with people. You don't have to like them. I didn't say you had to like them, but you at least got to try to get along with them.
That's right.
You know, that's the best way. And she said, well, what if she hits me? And I said, well, I don't expect you to sit there and let the girl beat you up if she decides to start hitting on you.
Right.
We will be there, you know.
First, you got to defend yourself, but
I said,
hopefully it won't come to blows.
Come to one of us parents, come to the owner, and tell them, don't let her get away with it, because that's what's causing the whole problem. She's saying stuff and the other ones ain't saying anything to them. You know, they get mad. And she was really polite, the one girl that she don't like. Come up and told her, you know, you can't talk about people like that. You need to quit. And that's what started the whole thing. It went off deep. Just because she tried to tell her, you can't do that. You know, we haven't done nothing to you. No, we're not talking about you. And she went off like I don't know, just acting like that she was crying about knocked the tree down.
Oh, goodness.
She had to move the tree. And it's like, this is ridiculous. And I mean, she's got new people there, and they ain't going to come back if this happens. You know, they're like,
and that's the thing about it. It's not going to help her business any by having that. And she might lose a couple people if she does something about it. But how many potential new people are there that aren't coming because of that? Or
she told him, she said, I won't deal with drama. And she won't. I'm glad she don't. But it needs to stop, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And parents don't help. I mean, some parents. Most of us, you know, sit there, and I'll have to tell you the whole story what happened. But I won't do it on here. So I'll let you know.
Oh, my daughter's friend just sent me a text message about some TikTok thing saying about killing plants. And she said, but I haven't killed the 2 plants you gave me. I gave them both some plants for their classrooms. I did it last year too, and they killed them. And then I gave put 2 plants on Allison's porch. And she's like, well, when you come and get the baby, you'll have to take care of the plants because I don't know what. I said, you look at them. If it looks dry, you give them some water. If it doesn't look dry, you don't give them water. I said, it's really not that difficult. But no, they just can't seem to get the hang of growing anything. Everything dies. And I'm like,
we call her my sister's name, Rosetta, because it's from her funeral.
uh-huh.
We about lost her a couple times, but she keeps coming back. And I said, that's the only plant I've ever been kept alive.
Yeah. Well, I used to kill everything.
Yeah.
And I would be like, don't give me cut flowers because they're going to die. Give me a plant. Then I'd kill the plant. So then when they said, well, can't give you cut flowers or a plant because you kill them too. We have to get you some artificial flowers, whatever.
That's what I do. That's what I tell my kids. Get the ones that don't die.
Yeah. But then when I moved here, let's see. I had a few plants at my other apartment, but not like I have now. But then when I moved here, and then I got involved in that Facebook group that, would swap the cuttings of plants and stuff. Yeah. And I got a few cuttings of things. And then, of course, the ones that they gave me cuttings of are plants that grow real fast and real big. And so I've cut them and made other plants. So I have like a lot of the same plants.
How'd you get the cut? They mail them to you?
No, it was local. We would meet up.
How'd they live through the mail?
Yeah, no, but they ordered stuff all the time, and it would come like in a little, like a soil cup looking thing, and it'd be wrapped like in like wet paper towel or something, to keep it kind of moist, and they'd put it in a box and ship it. And I mean, these people were paying lots of money for plants. It got so bad that they were like going in together to get a plant. Like a plant would be like $50-$60 for one start of a plant.
Oh, wow.
And like 2 people would go in and pay $30 a piece to get it. And then the one would have to grow it long enough to get enough to cut off of it to give the other one their half, I'm like, there's no plant I want bad enough that I'm going to pay all that kind of money. Now I bought my little Norfolk pine 2 or 3 Christmases ago for $4.99, and it was just a little baby, and now it's like 2.5 feet tall.
Oh wow!
I bought this other plant. I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, it was at the grocery store, and it was like $3.99, and it was almost dead. But I decided, I might could rescue it, so I got it, and I rescued it, and I had split it in 2 plants, and one last winter didn't make it, but I still have the other one. But I think that's all I've ever actually paid money for.
Wow.
I think most of them I got, as cuttings, and then the baby's Nana, she does a lot of house plants. So every time I go to South Carolina, I come home with some kind of plant, cuttings off of her plants. And then the last time she came to Valdosta, she brought me a potted plant that's a begonia, a polka dotted begonia. It's pretty. And that thing is just growing since I got it.
Wow.
And then she gave me this little one. It's some kind of Hoya rope or something. Kind of looks like. Let me get it. I'll show you because it's a little bitty. Don't look at the toys everywhere. She's got them all over.
Yeah, that's a little one for you.
But see how the leaves kind of like are coiled up?
Oh, okay. I've seen them.
It kind of grows like a rope.
Yeah.
Well, when she gave me this, it was both sides were like up to the pot. So it's
Wow.
like all of this is new growth since she gave it to me. And she said she had it for a long time and it wouldn't grow at all.
Wow.
I bring it home and I stick it in my windowsill and it gets watered once a week with the rest of them. And it has grown all that much. And I haven't had it. I think I brought it home this summer.
Wow.
So it's growing pretty good.
Good. Yeah.
Probably going to be about time to put it in the bigger pot, you know.
That's what I'm afraid of. When I transfer them, I kill them.
Yeah. Well, you got to wait till springtime.
Yeah.
Weather breaks because you don't want them to be traumatized by being repotted or whatever.
And every time I buy stuff for it to come. Do what? Yeah, why? You need something? I gotta go, I guess. I think he wants me fixing something to eat.
No.
He's probably hungry. Yeah. Holler when I get done. Holler at you when I get done. I know you guys get up at 2:30.
Tell him you'll make a egg sandwich.
Yeah, he likes
I
eggs.
can't believe the price of eggs.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I told him, I said, you're going to start eating something else. Eggs cost too much.
When my husband and I were first married,
love eggs. It's like,
of course, this was 30 plus years ago, but we were so broke. We would buy, a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, maybe a jar of jelly. And we would either have toast and eggs, or I'd make French toast out of the eggs and the bread. Yeah. And we'd have peanut butter sandwich. I mean, and that would be like what we ate.
Yeah.
And now it's like $20 at least to buy those same,
buying eggs. It's like,
oh my Lord.
Yeah,
even I paid $3.69 for a loaf of bread yesterday.
Yeah, $3 and something a loaf. And it's like, these kids love bread. I'm going to learn I guess I'm going to have to learn how to make bread. They don't like white bread, though. They do not like white bread.
I can about go without bread when it's that expensive, but I mean, I like toast.
Yeah.
So I like to have it, to make toast or make a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that.
I make a piece of toast every morning to calm my stomach. I haven't this morning. I haven't eaten nothing this morning. A few chips.
I haven't eaten either. Because she didn't get up till 9 o'clock.
Well,
I was like, she normally 7:30, 8 o'clock, She must have needed more sleep because she didn't wake up. And then I woke up and I hurried up and got her something to eat and got her dressed, got me dressed. And then I was like, yeah, I need to go ahead and eat something. And then I was like, no, I don't know what I want. I never know what I want to eat.
That's me. I go in there and look, open refrigerator door, shut it, go back again and look. It's like, I don't know.
Or to be what I want to eat will take a long time to cook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really feel like cooking. But I really don't want to do that,
Yeah, really.
And it's like it was the middle of the night the other night, and I'm in there making those turkey burgers because I was like, thawed out the turkey, and then I didn't do anything with it. And I was like, I'm really hungry. I could eat a turkey burger, but I have to make them. And then I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to make them. Then I started messing with it. So before you know it, I was in there cooking turkey burgers. I said, oh, well, okay, here we go. Turkey burgers it is.
Well, maybe we better get off here then because I'm getting hungry and you're getting hungry.
All right. Well, it was very good to see you and talk to you, and I'm glad that you are feeling better.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get rid of all this out of my chest and then I'll feel a lot better.
I mean, we've been through it. This has not been 2022 is not ending well for us.
I said, I wanna
2023 is
get
going to be better.
I want to be well before the new year.
Yes.
I don't want to go in the new year sick. I said, that's
All right. Well, if I don't talk to you before, have a good Christmas, have a good New Year's,
You too,
and
honey.
we'll
Okay.
figure out what we can do beginning of the year. Maybe that
All right.
baby will cooperate. I doubt it, but we'll try.
You have a good one.
You too.
All right.
I don't
Bye.
remember how to get out of here now. They changed
Yeah, I
the
know.
setup.
I
I think I must have to probably click on the buttons. See if it says
don't
leave.
even know how to end it anymore. Wait a minute.
Remove from stream. Okay.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas. We hope everybody has a good one. Thank you for watching. Real life happens. Give us a like if you like it. You have a great day. God bless everybody. Bye.